And there was an artist that sent us music, and we were like, wow, dude has decent music, but we don't have enough slots on for, to put any more people on A3C Festival. He was like, basically, hey, I'm gonna come down and support you guys anyway. So he came down from New York, right? He came down from New York to support us anyway, just hanging out, whatever like that. We built the relationship, like as far as, I know who you are, I know your music, or whatever the case may be. One of the key artists on our stage was late. So I said, hey, you want to perform? He's like, yeah. Because he was like the artist that we're talking about, independent artists. So you want to perform, we're going to put you on the stage. I was like, you got your music with you? He's like, yeah.
Ready, prepared.
Ready. Instrumental tracks, ready to go. And that's what I said, where preparation meets opportunity. He was just saying, I'm just coming to support. They don't have enough space to put me on the stage. But we wound up giving him like darn near 15 minutes of time to rock in front of people, in front of the crowd until the next artist come in. So he had a good time that we fit him in. Right. And a lot of times it's all about being prepared, not being lazy, but being prepared. So he came down all the way from New York to see the A3C Festival, and then he wound up becoming a part of the A3C Festival.
Right. And even to speak to that, is that you really just came down. I saw him earlier that day, and he was just like, hey, how can I get over to your showcase? I want to come watch it. I said, well, just come with me. So he ended up coming with me, and that's why he hung out with the stage and everything, and the opportunity came.
Because when you build these natural relationships,
you have a real friendship. And people, see, I actually like the guy. We actually like each other because we're cool people, as opposed to just, hey, I'm only going to holler at Odell when I'm going to talk about some radio stuff. I'm only going to holler at him. I'm only going to retweet something that he says about me. I'm only going to. And that's another thing too. You
see a lot of people who kind of like, they don't deal with you on a personal level. Really they get to know who you are. Yeah. Who you are. What's genuinely going on with you? Like you don't have to be Dr. Phil, Jayforce. Tell me about the passing of your father. Like stuff like that. But just like
real relationship.
Human interaction in this regard, when it comes to the music industry, is never going to go away. Whether it's and also the artist that performed on our stage is also an actor. He happens to be an actor as well. So that's another avenue of pushing his brand and who he is or whatever. But he's also a genuinely good person. Jay Keys.
That also, this is my last comment. That also speaks to something I always tell our members is it's an X factor. People think, and I'll speak specifically about producers because I deal with them so much. They think they'll make a beat for Jay Electronica, and they're going to meet somebody who works with Jay Electronica. Then Jay Electronica is going to hear their beat, and then they're going to get a placement, and then they're going to get calls. Like, people have this notion that things happen. They know every single thing that's going to happen along the way. Mm-hmm. And it's like, no, you need to
enjoy the journey. Shout
out, shine, fire, and be everywhere. Because you don't, there's going to be someone you're going to meet that you don't even know you're going to meet.
Your blessings come in the craziest, and you're right. I mean, like I said before, and I know I want to kill the time. Another case in point of when I moved to Atlanta. One of the first jobs I got was doing a security job. I quit that job after a certain number of weeks, but I kept applying for a job specifically at ABC News. I worked at ABC News here in Atlanta for like 7 years. And one of the things that I did, I used to go by there. The most important person you're going to deal with is always going to be the secretary. The secretary in any place you go to is going to be the most important person to deal with. So I used to make it, while I was working the little security job, I was going there almost every other day, not a pain in the ass, but a passive aggressive every day. Sometimes I didn't really have a real job, so sometimes I talk to the receptionist, just being Jayforce, who I naturally am, just like talk to people, what's good. And this is before the internet really got crazy, and I go through the book of what was available and whatever. Hey, I'm a guy with a college degree. I've actually 2 college degrees, and I'm like fresh out of college. I need a real gig, and I go through there every day. Then come through again another time, and then the receptionist like, hey Jay, you back again? Come through. Then I had an interview with a guy named Roger Porter, who gave me my first job at WSB TV. And, he didn't hire me, but he at least saw me in there enough where he's like, okay, Jamal Williams, that's fair. My real name. Jayforce is coming back.
Jayforce.
So 3 weeks later, I guess the guy he hired didn't work out. But he just saw me just hanging in the lobby because I had nothing else really to do other than the radio. So I just be hanging in the lobby. I was sitting, going through the book. He comes in the lobby and he sees me and he says, Jamal Williams? I know. He's like, Jamal Williams? I was like, yeah. Cool. And he hired me, and I hired me, and one of their biggest things with them were like, they kept saying, different places kept saying to me, you don't have enough experience. But my persistence, now is that going to work today in an internet age where you're going to just be in a lobby and look through openings to a book? No. So you got to figure out, you got to be creative in the way you're going to get the attention of the people that you want attention. It's not going to work in a linear fashion like you said, like this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen.
Or
this
like
is,
this.
It's like this. And that's just the way it is. But you got to be, I'm an Aries, I get impatient about a lot of things.
I'm Aries also.
But I try to keep it moving because when you're impatient, you got to figure out a way to keep it moving. It's like being water. Like, you might not go this way, but then you got to flow here just to get there. You just you gotta keep pushing and keep moving. If that's all I can say.
Last thing I'll say too is just you gotta really find good people to be around.
Right.
Thing is, it starts with you. Like you have to get up every day in the mirror, look at yourself, decide what you're gonna do. But the reality is that we're gonna spend time with people. I mean, regardless you are. So if you are not spending your time with good people who truly support you, who truly want to do some things with you, Jay has always been a very big proponent of that, helping me with everything. And so I have my Beats and Lyrics team, but I also have my own personal team that I build with, that I introduced to Jay and things like that. But the thing is that you have to get with people who want to do something, create something. Like not just say we want to be at a party and want people to know us or be on the stage or be with a logo. You got to get with people who want to get down and dirty. I have one of the people I work with, she wants nothing to do with no social media, no nothing, never takes photos and that, but she is always there helping me with we do a program I got coming out, spends money and things like that because she is built into creating something. And so when you have people like that, it really works for her. She doesn't care about, I told her, hey, I'm coming out here and like, I don't care. When are we going to work on the show? When you finish with that, when are we going to have a meeting for the show?
And just to add to Odell situation, doing the Beats and Lyrics show for 15 years, we've had so many people come and go. But one of the number one things I used to always say to people who always want to be involved with the show is come hang out. And then even when they come hang out, I'm watching their mannerisms. Do they know what the show is about? Do they know what do they want to be involved and stuff like that? And then that way you can see, because the hardest part about anything is just showing up. When people tell me like, "Oh, I want to be on your radio show," I say, "You got a show." It's like, come through, hang out. And it's as simple as that. And then someone might come hang out for a day and, or something like that.
Oh, I didn't know you
showed
up Friday night. I had something to do Friday night.
Then they disappear.
I never go on Saturday night. I was actually, can I come by like right before it ends?
I was an intern at LaFace Records when I first moved to Atlanta too at 120. I was moving. I constantly kept things moving. So the bottom line is, man, you gotta, if you really want something, part of it is showing up. The biggest part of it is showing up.